Hi guys, and welcome to our Ultra update. Over the Christmas period, we managed to squeeze in more fencing whilst enjoying a quiet Christmas in an unfinished house. We took a trip to see friends in Belgium and even tackled a homemade hay rack project. Our New Year's Eve was spent with friends before we trotted into 2025 with a social media challenge. I made a quick visit to Paris to see Mitch, and then we focused on surviving as equestrians in the winter. And all of that was before our February frenzy. So let's dive in. Hi guys, welcome to another update. I'm calling this one an ultra update because, my God, I don't think we've ever fitted as much work into such a short space of time as we did this time when Mitch was home. When he arrived back, things started off quite steady. Him and Roxy went off shopping for materials, which mostly included insulation and the metal steels that we use to create the walls in the rooms that we're either creating from scratch or transforming. Mitch was steeling, which is a job that he can do by himself. So steeling in what we call the big bedroom downstairs. So this bedroom here actually used to be 2 bedrooms when we first bought the farm. We knocked down the centre wall, which you can see here, the remainder of it on the floor. We knocked that down and we blocked that hole over there, which used to be a doorway through to the stairs. And we transformed this into one big bedroom, one big room. So Mitch was steeling, finishing off some of his electrics, plumbing, creating these walls, and also upstairs in Lexi's room. Actually, not just Lexi's room, the new upstairs bathroom as well. So these steels are covered up, but I should be able to show you how they looked prior to being covered up. So this is Lexi's bedroom, new bedroom. So the whole of this room, Mitch steeled and insulated, most of it before the plasterboard got collected. So that wasn't too bad, and I wasn't too involved in all of that. But then the madness started. So on a Saturday morning, Mitch made the mistake or the commitment or whatever we want to call it, the crazy step. And he went out on Saturday morning and bought a pallet of plasterboard sheets. So a pallet is 50 sheets of plasterboard. And because we had a pallet on the back of the trailer, it wasn't protected by the weather. And B, on the Monday morning, we had Chris coming and we were set to start concreting. So we needed the trailer to be empty. So I'm sure you can work out that only leads to one thing. Me and Mitch hauling 50 sheets of plasterboard in one weekend. So then the real fun began. So the plasterboard had to come in from the trailer through our temporary door that we built extra large for plasterboard, luckily, up the rackety original farm stairs, along here, ducking underneath not one but 2 beams, because we have another beam in here. Because I can't really grip the plasterboard because of my lupus. I don't have the strength to grip. I have to hold it underneath. So that involves me coming through with plasterboard at about this height to get under the beams. So not overly practical and not Mitch's favourite thing to do plasterboard with me, but no choice. So not only did we move 50 sheets of plasterboard, we put them up. So I think during the weekend, I'd tell a little lie. We didn't put them all up. But we put up something like 36 sheets. So we hand mauled 50 sheets and we actually put up a very large portion of them. I think there was roughly 15 left. We had some parked along this wall here, some parked along this wall here. But yeah, essentially they got brought in during just one weekend. Come the Monday, we then flipped onto concrete in the stables, but I'll just continue with the interior work and just finish telling you what Mitch achieved during the time that he was home on the inside of the house. So he did completely finish Lexi's room, steeling the entire room and ceiling, insulating the entire room and ceiling, plasterboarding the entire room and ceiling, and then jointing the plasterboard. So you can see the white stuff on the plasterboard here is what is joint. So we use this when we're not plastering a room, and it has to have 3 coats, traditionally 3 coats, and then it gets sanded and then it gets painted or wallpapered. So Mitch has done 2 coats on all of the room apart from this corner bead here, because we ran out of corner bead. So that's actually one of the first jobs now that he's back, so that can be dried and catch up with where the rest of the room is up to. So this room was essentially built in a week, along with the ceiling in our new landing. The spotlights have been put in with sensor. And then if I just turn around, the plasterboarding and the ceiling continued along here to create the entrance wall of the bathroom. No lights in here, but we have the steels in place at the start of the shower, the steels that form the wall for the staircase. The back of there is what we're going to be calling our mechanical room, where we have the VMC ventilation unit. There will be the hot water tank, things like this. Mitch also, very scarily, put up this piece of plasterboard without me. Probably best I wasn't here to watch, because I'm really not looking forward to doing that bit there. So yes, we were like plasterboarding machines. Easier to get the boards in through here without going up the stairs, obviously, but these giant walls were also steeled, insulated and plasterboarded. Another sensor put in here for these spotlights up here. And then now we're back to the big bedroom. So yeah, what you can see in here is essentially what got done, which is sort of 3/4 of the room almost. No, because we haven't finished the ceiling. So we insulated this ceiling together, which was fun. Got one board up so that we could fit the light. And then we kind of had to call it a day on this room, because we literally just ran out of time. I'm going to head over to the stables now to show you what we achieved at the stables during that time. Just to reiterate, Mitch was home for just short of 3 weeks. So all the work that I'm showing you now has been achieved in a 3-week period. Now that is alongside me going to work, so not being available all the time, looking after our own animals and horses, school run for children, practical things like Mitch had actually also had a wisdom tooth removed during this whole process. So that included an emergency dentist appointment and the extraction of the actual wisdom tooth. We had the 2 cats sterilised. So this is just to give you an example of what's going on in the background at the same time as all the works are being achieved. So it's not just that we're focusing on renovations like crazy idiots. We do lead well, I was going to say normal life, nothing normal. We do lead a family life outside all of this, and I'm sure that we probably, you know, saw some friends. We had tea with friends, in fact, one of the weekends as well. So, you know, this is on top of all of this. So we've already put the video out of the concreting part 1, and that's essentially the majority of the work that we did outside, but I haven't put part 2 up yet, or the erection of 2 stables. So that's what we did with regards to the outside. So let me just show you. How many tons of melange did we mix in the end for the concrete? Remember?
3 and 2.5 cube.
So 8.5 cubes of sand and stone.
Melange, yeah.
And how many bags of cement?
11 per cube and a half.
Right, okay, so I'll have to do the maths for that. And basically a lot of mixing by hand of the concrete bases. And we built the first stable, well, sorry, I guess the last stable, and the first stable. The first stable was fully built, wasn't it, before you went back to work? And the last stable was built except for the tiny strips that needed cutting in the composite, wasn't it? Yeah, the composite wasn't finished, which is actually what Mitch is getting on with now. We also stripped the roof of 2 of the pig sheds because we needed to use those as the back as well. I'm just showing you the front now, but we stripped the back as well. So we needed to use those to extend our driveway, I guess. So you'll have seen on one of our videos that we created the stone base layer over there, and we'd hardcored some of this area here, but due to the wet weather that came when we were concreting, we needed more hardcore. So all of this got taken down from the roof into the trailer, tipped, smashed up to create some hard standing to drive across. Also over here we put hardcore and stone down to provide a dry, mud-free standing area for the horses when we're preparing them, because we generally tie one horse there where the hay net is and one horse there generally. So we needed this to be nice and dry as well. I just wanted to quickly confirm that, you know, I'm emphasising how much we achieved in that space of time, but some of you might watch the videos and say, yeah, but they've got, you know, paid help there. That's not the case. During the course of the 3 weeks, we actually had 3 days of help from our friend Chris, who just shoveled like nobody's business. You know, thanks to him, he pretty much mixed, well, he did, I think, mixed all of that concrete by hand so that me and Mitch could barrow it and level it out. And we also had help from another friend just for a couple of hours of barrowing and just to carry the really, really heavy steel frames that I just couldn't lift with Mitch, that we couldn't do by ourselves. It's just really to emphasize the amount of hard work that goes in, just me and Mitch, and even more so Mitch, because I am tied up with family responsibilities, and he just carries on working like a Trojan while I'm in, out, backwards and forwards, here, there and everywhere, and never ceases to amaze us what he's done just in the hour that I've taken to do the school run. So really is sort of thanks to his crazy wiring. He's wired differently. Yeah. His crazy ambition and determination to get as much done as physically possible before he heads back to work again. Have you ever thought, my God, I can't keep up with these updates. These guys get so much done in such a short period of time. If so, you'll be pleased to know that I am committing to a weekly walkthrough, a weekly update vlog, whereby I will keep you up to date with everything that we've been doing, let you know what we have planned ahead to help you keep on track of where we're up to. If you want early access to these videos, be sure to head over to Patreon. You can keep in the loop with what we're up to, have early access to videos, and also behind the scenes access too. So why not go check that out?